I'm gonna attempt to do a full face talk through. It's gotta be under 15 minutes, preferably shorter than that. I'm gonna jump right into the eyes. My eyelids are stained from wearing that pink yesterday. I knew that that would happen. It's no big deal. By tomorrow, probably that'll be gone. To counteract that, I'm gonna go into my MAC paint pot. I use the shade Painterly. I use this Anissa Beauty angled concealer brush to put my eye primer on, specifically my MAC paint pot. This is my double decker for Maskcara Beauty. I'm gonna go into Vanilla Dust setting powder with the Best Blend Forever brush. This is a bigger brush, this is technically a face brush, but I do like to set my eyelids with it because it just covers a lot of surface area really quickly. All right, now moving right along, I'm gonna go into basic here using the Eyeshadow Everything brush. And this is just a nice color to go right at that bone. Your actual bone here, you wanna be hugging it. And notice how I have my brush angled up. This is the Dose of Colors blending brush, and I like this because it's more tapered at the top to a slight point, whereas the Eyeshadow Everything brush is a blunt end. So I'm gonna go in with this brush here into Bubba, and I'm gonna kind of take it on the side, and that's gonna go directly under the bone. So I'm no longer on this bone, I'm gonna go right under the bone. Picking back up that Eyeshadow Everything brush, the big end, and I'm gonna go into Coco. I don't want a lot of this. I'm just doing a very basic, classic eye here. So I'm gonna take that and I'm going to place it on the outer third of the lid, and I'm gonna bring it up to that bone, keeping everything on the outer third here. Then I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna go into this color here, which is called Peppa. And I'm just gonna pick that up with my finger and place it on my lid. Then to pick up a little bit more precision for how high that Peppa is going, I'm taking my multitasker brush and I'm gonna coat just one side of that brush, lay it flat against my lid, and shape right where I want it. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna deepen this outer corner just a little bit. So I'm gonna dip right back into Coco one time. I really don't want a lot. And I'm going to tap this back and forth. Then I'm gonna take that same brush, and to make this transition just really seamless and pretty, I'm gonna go into Foxy right here. And that is gonna go right where Peppa and Coco meet. Finishing up the eye, I'm not gonna do a wing with this. I wanna keep it very, very simple and basic. But I do want to enhance the lash line a little bit. So I'm gonna pick back up that multitasker brush, and I'm gonna dip the very tip of it back into Coco here, and just get the very tip coated. And then I'm going to smudge this into my lash line. Mascara. I'm gonna go into primer now, and I'm gonna use my Anissa Angled Care Brush. And today I'm gonna use my Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. And I just do one pump whoop, on the brush and blend it in. And you always wanna let your primer sit for anywhere between 60 seconds to 5 minutes, whatever works for your schedule. But give it at least a full minute or two to sink into the skin so that your makeup's not slipping and sliding all over it. All right, moving on to complexion now. I'm going to start with my B² brush, the big end, and I'm gonna go into Bella Bronzer and Glow Illuminator. I just like having Glow Illuminator there just because I like a little bit of extra glow. And I'm gonna put that on the high points of my face. All right, now I'm starting with a nice bronzed base. I'm gonna go ahead and color correct under my eyes. I'm gonna pick back up that Anisa angled concealer brush. I always have a towel sitting in front of me at my vanity, and I'm just gonna buff off what might be left of that MAC paint pot that I used to prime my lids. Then I'm gonna go right into Petal Lip and Cheek. I use this to color correct under my eyes. All right, now picking up my Best Blend Forever brush, I'm gonna use the small end here, and I'm gonna go into Ash Contour, and this is what I'm gonna use to contour my face. So I'm gonna go right under my cheekbones, around my temples, and down my nose. If you like to chisel out your jawline, you can also take it right under your jawbone, here and here. I never really do my jaw. It's just personal preference. There's no, like, you don't have to do all of the contouring all of the time. So this is just my normal everyday contouring locations. All right, now I'm picking back up my B² brush, and I'm gonna go into Sandy and Candlelit highlights. I like to mix these two for this lower half of my face because it helps blend into my neck a little bit better. My neck never gets tan. My chest is tan, my face is tan, my shoulders are tan, my neck is never tan. So I do like to make sure that I'm lightening at my jaw and here under my contour. Number one, it makes the contour just look more defined, not sharp necessarily. I don't love a sharp contour, but it looks more defined, and it also helps to marry the tones with my neck and the bottom half of my face. Notice how I don't really bring Sandy, my darker highlight color, all the way up under my eyes because I'm actually gonna use Candlelit there, and it's gonna blend into and with the Petal that I already have there to help to brighten and lighten under the eye. I'm gonna pick back up that angled concealer brush by Anisa, and I'm gonna go into this lighter highlight Candlelit. I'm not using a lot, and I'm gonna put that right over top of Petal, and it's going to blend in with Petal, creating a nice light, bright under eye. Picking back up that Best Blend Forever brush, remember I used this in for my contour. I'm gonna use this fluffy end here, and I'm gonna kind of mix these three again. I did this yesterday and I loved it. This is Cindy, this is Tropicana, this is Ballerina. I'm now gonna pick back up that angled concealer brush. This is what I just used for Candlelit. I'm gonna touch into Candlelit one time, just that. Then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna work it into my hand. I don't want there to be a lot of product on here, but I do want to soften where that blush came up under the eye and around the temple. I do like to bring my blush up the temple and down a touch toward my smile line. To finish up, I'm just gonna go into my e.l.f. HD powder using the Anisa multi-powder brush, and I'm gonna use this to set my entire face, except I generally don't put much powder on the actual high point of the cheek itself. We're now gonna finish the eye, and it's very, very easy. So I'm gonna take the same multitasker brush that I used at the very end to hug my lash line with Coco. I'm gonna do the same thing on the lower lash line, but I'm only gonna bring it about 1/3 of the way in. To finish everything off now, I'm going to put some illuminator on my cheekbones and also on the inner corner of the eye. I'm gonna use just Glamazing today, using the same brush that I used for my blush. I'm gonna see where light is naturally catching. So I see some light bouncing here. And I see a little bit of light bouncing here. So that's where I'm gonna put my illuminator. Then I'm gonna take that multitasker brush, the same one that we just used for the lower lash line, flip it over to this little tiny end, go right back into Glamazing. Keeping it simple. And I'm gonna use the lip and cheek colors that I have on my cheeks for my lips. I decided to add just a little bit of bronzer, my Bella bronzer, to my lips, just to give it that nice warmth. And that's it. My entire face came out of this compact right here and this setting powder. If you have any questions about how I did what I did, if you've got questions about what colors would look best on you, be it eyeshadows or foundation, or maybe you're confused about what brushes you should use for what, I would love to help you figure that out. Makeup should be fun, not stressful at all. So if it's stressful, then let's talk and let's fix that. So I hope that y'all have a great rest of your Friday. It is Friday. I mean, it's basically like a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday or any of the other days. But I hope that y'all have a great Friday. And as always, I appreciate y'all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time.